Kori Nicole with Worst of Us TV. How are you doing today?
Hi, Corey. Lovely to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, nice to meet you too, Cassidy. Because honestly, y'all have been on the talk of everyone's lips. Like, how do you just dealing with, I guess, social media, people's reactions in real time? How are you all feeling like with this? Have you been doing well? Like, how are you receptive to it?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. It's definitely been a whirlwind. I don't think I realized how popular the show was, and I do think that's picked up a lot this season.
For sure.
But I
Yes.
think everyone is going to be very shocked when they get out of the villa just at how popular it is this season.
Yes, that's why what do you think really brought the different energy this season? Because it definitely is a difference, I feel, in the previous ones with the traction that it's been getting and how it's just
Yeah.
been so popular. So what do you think it is about this season?
I think it's a mixture of the personality types of the cast members. I think that it's a good variety of people. They mix really well, but they also are not afraid to stand up for themselves. So you get kind of the drama aspects, but you're also seeing the friendships forming and the bonds. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. I know the fans live for the drama, so I think this year we've definitely provided that.
No, there's definitely been a lot of drama situations. So what is, of course, some things that stood out to you for the season with drama like related or anything that you want to clear up now that you're out of that environment?
Yeah, I wasn't in the villa for too long, as you know, so I didn't really have enough time to like get into anything too
Yeah.
big. But the actually like my second night, so my first night we got there really late. It was like around midnight and we met everyone, went to bed, and then after that, the next night there was the whole blow up with the voting of Andrea off and Leah kind of clashing with Liv and Rob. So that was really the only drama that I was kind of not involved in, but I just felt like I had to take sides. Other than that, I like wasn't really too shocked with anything that was going on. Everyone in there, like you are out for yourselves at the end of the day, like you're there to find love. So coming into it, you kind of have to guard yourself and know that everyone is really just looking out for themselves. So when you take that into account, I mean, it makes sense. The personalities in the villa are very strong. So a lot of people did butt heads.
Do you feel that there were any like relationships that you really clicked with, whether it was friendship wise or just anyone that you may have just been like attracted to or wish you would have had more time, like anything like that?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't feel like I had enough time to even really form like a bond with one of the guys, but getting to know everyone on like a friendship level was so nice. I feel like I got on with everyone, but the girls that I initially met when I got to the villa, the ones that were at the fire pit were like my girls. I love them so much, and I felt like I really just clicked with them. They remind me of my friends outside the villa a lot. So when I walked up and they were welcoming me with like open arms, it was just so like sweet and like heartwarming because it is such a crazy experience. You don't have any of your friends or family from the outside, like you don't know anyone in the villa. So they made me feel very welcome and at home, and also just having them there to talk about relationships, whether that is like connections that you're forming or things like that. It's just like having those friendships in the villa meant so much to me.
Is there any connection that you are rooting for that you would like to see like win? Since, of course, the timing there wasn't that long, but at least that you're still watching things play out.
Yeah, I really love Janae and Kenny. I think I favor them a little bit because I went into the villa with Kenny, so he's like my fellow bombshell. But just like watching them together, I love them so much. They were on my couple, like the group date that I went on with Miguel and then also with Serena and Nigel. So I got to see kind of how they were together even in the initial stages, like Janae was just laughing the whole time and they were so sweet. So watching their relationship kind of develop and progress has been really cute and I'm really rooting for them. I think they actually too have like one of the best chances of really working outside the villa. So taking that into account, I think they are definitely in my top two. My next like vote would be for Serena and Cordell, and I know that they're a fan favorite right now,
Yeah.
which makes sense because they're both amazing, but they're just like Cordell is the sweetest. He's so nice. He has like so much more to him that people don't see. He's just like such a funny, silly, goofy guy. And Serena is very like guarded, but I think it makes them a perfect couple, and I really like how things unfolded for them because they were tested. I mean, the Casa thing was big for them, but they seem like they've gotten through it and they're stronger because of it. So I will definitely be voting for one of those two. I don't know who, but either of them I'd be happy to see win.
No, for sure. They definitely are a fan favorite. So I'm glad that, you're able to at least, support and be like, they're great people because you know them personally. You really got to you spend some time, just seeing how all that played out. And even with, watching back and looking at how the progress of how you even got on the show, do you think that you would do it again? Is there anything that you would have done differently if you could do it all over again?
I would definitely do it again. The experience was great. I might not come in as a bombshell. I love having my girlfriends. So it was tough for me to come in not knowing anyone and then not feeling like anyone really had my back in the villa. So I think coming in earlier might have helped me in my situation. But coming in halfway through the season, you really have to be tough and just kind of go for what you want. And I feel like I did that. So I don't really have any regrets about my time in the villa. I wish I had more time, but I'm happy just to have been there.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel that you can definitely give us just more insight as to how like a real day-to-day looks, of course, because I know people may just have different perceptions, but you all actually spend a lot of time together. Like how is that when the cameras aren't rolling? Or when
Yeah.
they're always rolling,
So
actually. But how is that when it's just not like, challenges or like y'all have to do things? Yeah.
yeah, it's so natural too. Like you forget that you're being filmed because it's 24/7. And it's funny because people think they're like, what time do you guys go to bed? We're like, we don't even know what time we go to bed. We're just kind of we follow like their schedule and it works out well. The breakfast situation, I know people always have questions about that. There is other food than what's shown. And
What
you
was some of your
can
favorite
cook.
food that you like eaten? I guess it's not shown. Like what is actually goes on?
They had really good veggie burgers. They have tofu, so I don't eat meat, and they really surprised me with their vegetarian and vegan options. We had Leah's also vegetarian, and then Aaron's vegan. So they were very accommodating. It was amazing. And then we had like you could make smoothies. There was frozen fruit. There's always bananas. Like they had bread, toast. You can make pretty much anything. People I think just didn't want to take the time to cook. So that's why. But yeah, we kind of would just hang out by the pool, play games with each other, get to know everyone. It is like the villa is very big, but it kind of once you get used to it, you do kind of feel like you're in a little bubble kind of type thing. So you're forced to just spend so much time with those people. So you really do just start getting to know them so well. And I think that's one of the great things about like not having technology, also, like not having your phone. You think that it would be so difficult, but you do get used to it. And it's honestly kind of nice not having it. Like coming out of the villa, I was shocked at like the social media and the text messages. And I was like,
Really?
oh, yeah. I'm like,
What were some of like
honey.
the first texts that I guess that you saw and you were like, oh wow, this is bigger than I thought it was?
I had coworkers from my office texting me and they were like, "Oh my gosh, like this is going to be the first season I watched because you're in it." And I'm like, "Oh no, like dear God, I did not realize, it's people from like my hometown and things like that." And obviously, I feel like most families and friends are very supportive, but it's the people that you don't think about, the ones that you work with on a daily basis.
Exactly. You're just
So,
like, I don't know if I want you to see that. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know if
I'm
I
like,
want you to see that part of me.
yeah, I don't know if I want my dad watching, but yeah.
So how do you feel about the responses? Like, have you gotten more like DMs from guys since you've, left? Or like, do you feel like you've gotten more like people trying to pursue? Or do you feel that that's just gonna be like a natural thing that you want to form instead of just like social media if someone's trying to DM you if they saw you on the show?
I definitely like to meet people in person. I feel like when you meet someone organically, it's kind of like you were meant to meet them because your paths aligned for that meeting to happen. But I am not opposed to social media. I think that this season there's so much going on with TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. It's all over every
Exactly.
platform.
Everyone is trending. So I know that they're probably like, oh, like she's pretty. Like I want a DM. You know what I mean? That's what I'm like, you're gonna get some people in the DM.
Yeah. I wasn't on the show for as long as some of the others, so I can only imagine how they're gonna feel in some of the DMs that they're gonna get. But it's definitely like opened up a lot for me. And I think looking back at the experience, I'm very happy that I did it.
No, thank you so much, of course, for just sharing that with me. Like, we definitely, hope to see you in the future, maybe on possible other reality or dating shows if you're open to it or whichever
Yeah.
that you want to do. But definitely, this was a great experience. I enjoyed speaking with you, and I'm sure your fans are going to love to watch this interview or even just Love Island fans in general. So, thank you just so much for taking the time to sit down with me.
Thank you so much for having me, Corey. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I'm Kori Nicole with Where's the Best TV.